Here we go. Hi, people. How are we doing? Look, got two people today, and I continue my OLSP 50-day challenge. If you don't know what I'm doing, a few days ago, I started my 50-day challenge, and we are on now day 37. We are getting there. We are less than 2 weeks away from the 50 mark, and still going strong. Been doing a Facebook Live every single day and posts every day, and it's a great idea to do challenges because it gives you a sense of accountability. It gives you a sense of consistency and things like that, and it definitely does help the algorithm. We are joined today by the lovely Ilse, who's here from the start. Nice to see you again. She's been a busy lady, busy lady. And today's chat, I often pick up on different subjects, and sometimes it's a post and things like that. And I did a post, I think it was not yesterday, the day before, entitled "Displaying Earnings, can it help or hinder the trust factor?" And I liked it because it got quite a good response. It generated quite a bit of debate, but a general theme came out towards the end. If you want to see the post, just go onto the timeline, you'll see it, and you'll see the difference in the questions. And it all came down, Ilse, and which is what I agree with. It depends on how it's displayed, you know, and this is where it comes into play. Whereas people know, like, I don't plaster earnings every single day. You certainly don't plaster earnings every single day, but I do like to display a progress update. Generally speaking, my first post that I put an earnings post up, were especially in the academy, was for $17.10. Now, obviously, I didn't. I remember it well. You know, I posted it. I did not know that, you know, a month later I'd have gone over the 1,000 and then 2,000. But I just said, hey, this is my first post, my first earnings bump, and I posted it. And then I continued to do a sort of daily. Well, say every few days, 10 days, 30-day updates and things like that. When that is done in that respect, I think it does definitely help your credibility and your trust factor, because people can then relate to the story. They've seen you start from the beginning. They've seen it grow. It's the same as if you're doing, say you're doing a progress on a new IG account or TikTok account, and you're starting from zero. I know it's not earnings, but it's the same sort of thing. Instead of just coming on straight, if I just come straight in and say, hey, look, you know, I'm nearly at $2.5 grand now with this program, people are going to say, well, how do we know that? How long have you been with it? Whose screenshot is that? Well, when you're displaying it from the start, I think that is the right way to do it. Where it's wrong is when people just throw these insane earnings posts claiming to be theirs when they could be anybody's. That's where I think it's wrong. You will not see me post earning shots every day. I know you don't post earning shots every day. You post a screenshot maybe when you make a nice commission in RPM or somewhere like that. Yeah. And I think that these are good posts because they do attract interest. It doesn't matter what people say. They say, oh, they don't work. They do attract interest because if you can show that you're actually earning with a program, then people do take interest. As long as you can definitely justify it to be yourself. You know that's the main thing, because sometimes people just put a screenshot up of an earnings. Well, whose is it? Mine's always taken by myself. Oh, in Excel, that's right. I can show, you know, my ones. I quite often try and do a screenshot of my account as well, just so they can see it's actually in my dashboard. There's nothing. If people don't believe it, hey, I don't really care. But you know, but at the end of the day, that's where, and that's what the theme that came from. Where it's wrong is when people just plaster these insane earnings and they're doing it on a daily basis. I don't think that's good. I think it just looks messy, it looks spammy. What are your thoughts, Ilse?
I see it most in my DMs. I earned so many with this program, and here's a link, and I say, yeah, do you have proof? And the proof is just a post without the name. So how can I know it's yours? So I don't trust that, and I don't care. The problem has something to do with me, not you. I don't know how much you're putting in it, and obviously you didn't learn how to DM first day. So then I'm guessing this isn't the earnings they have of their own that are just screenshots from somewhere.
Yes, that's right, and that borderlines goes onto a subject where people can they can use other people's screenshots, but they must openly state, this is not mine, this is my upline screenshot, this is what they've done so far. When
if
they
it's
try and
somebody
fake
else, then it's clear it's somebody else.
that's right. Yes, that's
the
right.
Somebody in my team. Yeah.
We know in the internet that's called as leverage. There's nothing wrong with using leverage. You can show social proof somebody else's. These things can help. Don't when they make out they're their own. It's a no. But I just popped the question on the timeline. It generated quite a little feedback. Some people said, "Oh, I don't think it's a good thing at all." I said, again, if it's done in the right way, I think it can be very good, because what you need to remember in this industry, as me and Nils have touched on many times, people are watching you all the time. They're watching your progress, they're watching what you do, they're following you. And if you suddenly start with a program and you say, hey, this is my first, I've just made my first commission with this, it's $17, it's $20, they're then going to just sit and watch. And if 6 months later you still only made $20, they're going to say, well, I'm not too sure about this program, But if they're watching you, or like yourself, yours, they know you're in. We know you're in RPM as well as over here, and you had 1 week where you did $2,000 commissions. People watching your story are going to say, what's going on over here? What's going on over here? Okay, I've been watching us for a long time. Then they're going to reach out and say, hey, so what are you doing to get these commissions? Tell me a bit more about it. This is what happens, people. This is why if you do it in the right way, it's like everything else we do, you're going to generate the right interest, because this industry, whether people like it or not, you're always going to get the people out there that say, oh, you should never post your earnings. It's none of their business what you earn, which is true to an extent. But when you're basically on a platform like we are, and we are using it to speak to some other marketers or other people in the industry, if every now and then you can show how well you're doing with your program, it is going to attract people whether they believe it is or not, because people are going to either message you straight away, or they're going to take note and go, I've been watching this guy, or I've been watching this lady, seems to be going quite well over there, and they'll keep an eye on it and they'll follow what you're doing and all the rest of it. Doesn't matter if you get a slump, but if there's that slowly increase. So I think if it's used in the right context, it's definitely a good thing to do. There's nothing wrong with it. And I've said that to all my dominators. I've had, I think I even had, Jacqueline, she commented on one of my posts, and she said, she said, my first earnings was only $10. I didn't want to post it because I thought it was too small. I said, no, that's the wrong attitude. I said, a lot of people in this industry do not earn anything. So to some people, $10 is huge. I said, if you've joined a program, you've made $10, and you say, hey, I've just started. Look, I've already made my first $10 commission. I'm so excited. That's going to appeal to a lot of people, because a lot of people can relate to that. And that's what it's all about, is having people be able to relate to what you're talking about, relate to your story, because we know so many people that never earn a penny. Never earn a dime. They don't. They'll plow hundreds or even thousands into programs and have not earned anything back, like that couple we spoke about before, who I know up to this day, as far as I'm aware, haven't made anything back, and they're about 8K down. It's just, it's insane, and you're thinking these people, they get sucked in. So if it's done in the right way, what I don't like, I think you'll probably agree, we all see the posts on the timeline. I think Wayne picked up on it once where, hey, earn $826 just by using your phone in 10 minutes. Ask me how.
10 minutes.
And you're thinking, and people go, info, you think, really? You think, what is the matter with these people? I mean, you think, who's the worst?
No.
People,
you can do that, and that's these posts, but I hope then in the DM they declare themselves how.
How
long.
Visit my link and you'll see. You think who's the worst here? The person posting it or the people asking for the info? It's it doesn't happen out there. When I liked, I've watched a few of the people who are doing well inside of OLSP, because the idea, if someone's doing well at a program, take a look at what they're doing. Why are they getting the results that they do? I say this to my dominators: Go and look what the guys are doing. Don't just look at one person. You know, who's at the top of the leaderboard. Go and look at the likes of, you know, Mandy, Rona, Derek Farrar, all the ones that are at the top, and just go check them out. What are they doing?
Because they DM and say, I'm doing this and this and this with my program. What is it that I'm missing?
Yes, you know, and especially in the community that we are in now, I know that, and you know that I could message, say, Rona, Mandy, Derek, anyone, just say, hey, how's it going? What's working for you right now with OLSP? And then they're not going to go, hi, you're nothing to do with me. You know, they're going to say, hey, yeah, sure. What I've been doing quite well with is this, and that's what it's all about. That's the industry that we're in, especially the community we're in. We know for a fact that they would gladly share what's working. I've had DMs come into me, people say, how have you got that so fast? Yeah. I just tell them what I'm doing. You know,
the thing is, we're not competition. You don't feel that. We are in the same boat, in the same firm. And if everybody says, I don't share, and nobody is making commissions, it's going to be done and over. Is that the way we want to thrive? To get a company into the ruins and say, nope, it's all for me and nothing for somebody else? No, we help each other out. We believe in the system and we believe in it works, and it works if we pull together.
We're all here to help each other. I mean, I had, I forget the lady's name. I think it was Michelle came into my Facebook group the other day because I invited a few more people in, and I knew she was already in OLSP, but I brought her into the Facebook group anyway. And her first post, she mentioned on sort of an intro post, she just said, I mainly came in because of you, Phil. She said, because you reached out to me and helped me when I was struggling in OLSP. She messaged me and said, what are you doing to get these results? Can you help me, give me some guidance? And I messaged her back and just gave her some pointers. And this is what we do, it's building relationships which people don't realise. I mean, you know, she was of no benefit directly to me, but I think, you know, she asked for help. I gave her the help, you know, and then it's nice that she comes into the group and openly thanks me on a comment for doing that. This is what we're here for, you know. And so I said, yeah, come into the group. You know, we want to help people. We don't want to see people struggling. You know, it's if we can do things to help people, that's what it's all about. We've all been in these programs and these communities where it's, you know, me and my matrix, me and my team. You know, you're not in my downline. You know, we both had it. I'm sure I've had it loads of times. Oh, who's your upline? Oh, sorry, you're not in our leg.
I asked that who's your upline just to try to reconnect them, but in the meantime, I help.
Yeah. It's what we're here for. I mean, Jesse's reached out to my first VIP, you know, and he reached out to me on message and he said, I'll get on a call with him if he wants. I'll speak to him. You know, it was of no benefit to him directly. And Jesse's a busy guy like we are, but he said, hey, no, I'll help him. Of course I will, you know. Great. This, you know, just go jump on a call. That's what it's all about. That's what people need to realize. It's a helping industry. I mean, I know you spend hours helping people, sometimes too long maybe, but that's
sometimes
just you.
Too long, but that's my own fault. I want to help too much. Yeah, I learned from those helping. The Friday I hopped early off the mastermind because somebody was texting me and I knew I saw the name somewhere, and I looked in OLSP and he's a VIP, and I was like, oh, you're not on the masterminds, but you are trying to the one who is in RPM to wheel her in. I was like, oh, let's have a talk. So we went online and he explained what OLSP was, and I was like, oh, are you sure? And what is this and that, playing a fool. And he was trying to sell me the link. I was like, I have to confess, I'm VIP OLSP. I know I saw your face somewhere, but you have another name. I said, yeah, I found the name. But why aren't you in the mastermind? He was like, yeah, I don't have the time. No, you have the time. You're sitting here with me and the mastermind is still busy.
Yes.
So I hope you go to the Dominator group to see what you have to explain, because what you are explaining to me isn't true. You don't grab the information how it is. So please go to the Dominators huddle and come to the mastermind. because I know you have the time. It's just listening in. You don't have to see anything but listen. So yeah, I think Tuesday, because tomorrow I'm not at a huddle. I don't have the time. But Tuesday I will call him out if he isn't there.
That's right. That's right.
But that's
And
somebody else's VIP. I don't mind. Yeah. Well, I see. You're not gonna make it. Yeah. Let me tell you something then.
it's all about turning up. It is all about turning up. I mean, you've hit on a really good point. There was a I can't I'm not going to mention the program or the person's name here because I'll tell you off air if you want to know. But there was this. I was watching a recorded Q&A with the person who's in charge of the program and his students, and this guy was brilliant. You know, because he's basically an OBS guy who's talking to these people. You know, and I like that sometimes. He's straight to the point. He's brilliant at what he does. You know, and he had one of these students on, and this student was going, "Hey, yeah, you know what? I've been," and it was about Instagram Shorts. You know, and he said, "I've been doing it every day," and he said, "Really?" He said, "Are you sure about that? Every day?" And I was like, "Oh, this could be good." He said, "Yes, every day." He said, I have your IG account here." You know, and he screen shared his IG account. He said, "Let's look at the last video you did 3 days ago." He said, "Let's look at the one before that 5 days ago." He said, "You're supposed to be doing 2 to 3 a day. I have 2 here over 5 days." And then the guy says, "Oh, yeah, but it was the weekend. I was out with the family." And he just said,
I hate him.
And then he said it was the weekend. I was out with the family. And he said, "We're talking video shorts that take you a minute to make."
And being out with the family, you can shoot content when you are out with the family.
It was so good. And he said to the guy, he goes, "How badly do you want it?" He said, "My students are on this call," he says, "because they all want to work really, really hard." And he said, "And they're making 2 to 3 videos a day, every day. You've made 2 in the last 5 days." And I was like, "Way to go! I like this guy. You know, this is really good." But it hinges on what you said. Is he's not turning up? You know, and he was on the call, and you know, I thought, love it. And I'll tell you off here who the guy was in the program was. But I thought it was so good. But I thought, he wasn't rude to the guy, but he was just saying,
"No, it was the facts."
It was the facts. The guy said, "Oh, I've been making them every day." He said, "No, you haven't." And he pulled his account up in front of him. You know, it was great. I thought, get out of that one. You know, which hinges back to what we say when we've had people say, you questioned one of the guys that messaged me on the show 2 or 3 weeks ago when he said, "I've been working so hard, I've been getting no results." And you were I don't know if you remember, your first comment was, "Well, what exactly have you been doing?" You know, and when you drill down, they're not really doing anything. You know, they think if they grab their link and post it on their timeline or in a money group, then that's doing a lot. But if we could get away with doing that, hey, life would be good, wouldn't it? You know, just get them on, that'd be good. You know, and we can go days without getting much interaction. You know, I mean, I seem to hit a stage this week where I've had loads of unanswered messages, loads of unread messages. It's just one of them, but I keep sending them out. But now, the last 2 or 3 days, I'm starting to get messages that I sent 3 weeks ago. That have just been seen and read. "Hey, sorry, I've only just found your message," you know, because this bloody Facebook message request thing where if they're not directly connected to you or their friend, then they don't see it. But it doesn't stop us doing what we're doing. And I'm always a big one for, like I said, going back to what we said earlier, go see what the people that are getting the results are doing. You know, if need be, drop them a DM. You know, don't just say, "Hey, what's working for you right now? I see you're doing really well on the leaderboard." You know, don't be afraid to approach people, especially in our community. You know, they're not going to say none of your business. You know, they're going to say, "Hey, what?" You know, I've had similar conversations with, James Fairley. I've known him a long time online.
I didn't know.
Yeah, we go back a long time online we've both been in so many similar programs, but never in the same team. Or we've been in the same program at the same time, but I've known him years online. But we had a chat, 2 or 3 weeks back. I just messaged him and say, hey, and he started showing me the shorts he was doing, and he asked me about the messaging I was doing. I was telling him that, and he said, hey, if you find anything else starts working, let me know, and I'll let you know. And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Connections.
He could have said, I'm not telling you what I'm doing. It's not
No,
my
you
business. You have that. I say to these people, go check out who's at the top. Go look at what other people. I still do it now. When you see the likes of Derek and Rona and the rest of them, just go take a look at what they're doing. Go find their, especially social media. Social media is so easy to find people now. You don't even have to have their direct link to their account. You've got their name. Go search it. You're going to find it on Instagram, on TikTok, or whatever. Just see what they're up to. Take a look at the videos. I say to people,
share a love.
Yeah,
on it.
Yeah, share a love. Make a comment. If they've got, if you come across their email, drop your email in. See what they're sending out to people. This is how we learn. This is what you do. And talking to one of my guys, my guy who's turning up regular as clockwork. How are we doing, Cole? Dropping in for 10 minutes or so. Probably out on the road somewhere. Who knows where you are today? But I've been spending a bit of time with Cole these last few days and trying to bring him up a little bit from where he is. And these are the sort of nuggets we give out to each other. And go check out people. I mean, I opt into other people's lists. I'm sure you do at some point. Just find out what they're doing. Find out what they're up to. It's such a good way, because he's in Edinburgh today. It's a good way. And I say to people, go drop in, if you want to see what they're doing, you want to see what they're sending out to their list, opt into their email list.
Yeah.
See what you get. You don't have to stay on it if you don't want to.
I have Jesse's mails.
I have Jesse's mails. Exactly. These are the people you want to be connecting with, because obviously what they're doing is working. So, just don't be afraid to approach them, drop in, get on their email list, see what they're sending out to their customers, see what they're sending out to their subscribers, because somewhere along the line, something is working, and this is what we do. It's a learning industry. We learn all the time. Then you're going to get this, hey, I like what he's done there. I like that, what he's put in that email there. I like that. Okay, I'm going to try that. They're not going to, this is what we do. This is how you find out stuff. That's exactly how I came across Jesse, because after what happened in RPM, which I wasn't very happy with, as you know about, I started. I know you want me to come back, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a personal invitation from James, and then
that can be arranged.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, because you're now his right hand lady. Me and James. But no. Getting back. I mean, it's just. I mean, I knew that Jesse had been doing well in RPM. And so I thought, right, so I just tracked him down. It doesn't take long, like I said, to track people down. I soon came across him. I opted into his email list. On his email list, he started talking about OLSP. That's what I took an interest in. It came along at the right time. The rest is sort of history. And again, if I hadn't gone and find out, well, who the top guy, or what the top earners doing, you never know. This is what you got to do, people out there. Anybody's listening, it doesn't matter what program you're in. If people are at the top, they're at the top for a reason. Something they're doing is working.
Yes.
Whether it's paid traffic, whether it's DMing, whether they're doing video shorts, and don't be afraid to drop these people a DM. Especially if you're in OLSP, the people will always talk to you. They'll always help you.
Yes.
Some programs you may find people are a bit defensive, and if they are, just go and check out what they're doing, get on their email list, do it their Facebook, opt into what they're sending you. See if they're doing really well with shorts, copy them. You don't have to steal the video. You can just say, right, I see what he's doing here. He's doing
the same.
Yeah, he's doing a 30-second video. Right, I got that. I'm gonna do the same thing. And model it. This is what we do.
You can see the hashtags. You can see everything.
Everything. That's right.
Yeah.
You can see it, and then, but don't just say try it for. This is where people do go wrong, isn't it? Or don't just try it 3-4 days. No, this isn't working for me. It's consistency. What you always say, you got to water it. If you're going to decide to model someone that's doing the video, you got to do it consistently.
Oh, you
'cause
must be very original in what you're doing.
yes,
Yes,
Carl says videos work well. I mean, Carl's been. I asked him to start doing some Facebook Lives. He's done 2 so far. I don't know if he's done today's yet. I'm not sure. But I said, you just do one every day, even if it's 2-3 minutes or whatever, just do it. And people are starting to then see you. They're going to get to know your face. They're going to start putting a face to the name. And that's what's massive about it. People know Eels. They know the name itself, and they know the likes of Dr. M and all this shit. Why? Because people see them.
Yeah.
You see them all the time. They see Crestmere all the time, and they're there all the time.
Yeah, you have to. You don't hide, huh?
Don't hide. I mean, you get good results from your TikToks and things like that.
Yeah.
But how long did it take you to build that momentum up? Like, seriously.
The real momentum after 2 months.
After 2 months.
After 2 months, and then it's building. Well, now get a coach behind me who's saying, do it 3 times a day. Before it was 1 time with a challenge. Well, that challenge shows you how to do it. It doesn't stop there.
No, it creates
it's not a challenge and it's done. No. You have to consistent, and it's building up. And now you do more. But now you are worked in, and it's going easier to do.
Carl says he's going to do his around 3, and he also says he needs advice on TikTok. Well, you can jump on. DM Eels, she uses TikTok a lot. I can tell you bits of what I know, but I know Eels uses it a lot more.
And Instagram, if you have an Instagram, I have the tricks. So.
Yeah, I mean, and Instagram is, in my opinion, it's easier to use than TikTok. TikTok's very strict sometimes, and they will take videos down like that.
My first was yesterday. Ever first.
Yeah, they will, because they got so many computer algorithms working. You only need to.
And just put it back.
They'll put it back, but you still lost that initial momentum that it gets.
But then I make a story on TikTok of it.
Personally, I haven't used it as much. I was using it a lot, obviously, with the RPM challenge, and then because of that, I was doing sort of 3 a day. So at least then you always had at least 2. You had at least 2 ups if one went down. But I found that with TikTok, you're almost better off not saying anything if you can get away with it, because you put up text. Because the minute if you try and say, especially if you're talking about marketing, the minute you mention a word like affiliate marketing, their algorithms will just pounce you and knock your video out, and then it's down for at least 12 hours, and then it gets reviewed, and they say, actually, it's okay, we'll put it back up, but. It's the frustration. You don't seem to get that with IG as much. That they're a little bit more relaxed. That's my opinion, but you know a lot more about TikTok than me. So, what would you say?
It's fragile. TikTok. There are some tricks you can pull in place. Okay, appeal if they
always appeal. Yeah,
always appeal. I went through the community rights and. Nothing I did of that video was in breach of those community rights. So I said, no, it doesn't. And they just put it back. So I did everything legal, but people can interpret it as what I mean.
Yeah.
So you have to see, okay, what is it that I want to send as a message? How do they understand it? Well, see that TikTok isn't going to... it. So it's a little bit of a game.
It is like a game, and they are strict. And like I said, because I was doing at least 3 a day, that's when you get to see. And I think over that challenge, I lost. I had about 4, maybe 5 that I had to appeal. They all got reinstated, but it was nearly every time it was the ones where I was talking. The ones where I was just using CapCut as templates, none of them got taken off. Not one of them. You know,
No.
it's always when you speak, and the minute you mean, and it is, and I see a guy on, I think it was on YouTube doing it. It was on YouTube or actually TikTok, and he was explaining the same thing. They got their computer algorithms set around keywords, and the minute they hear one word like marketing, affiliate, whatever, and down it goes. You know, there's not a physical person; it's just a computer thing, and then you've got to wait for the appeal process. But always appeal it. Always appeal it. But Instagram is better in that respect, that you can
milder.
You know, it's milder. That's a good word. You know, it's definitely milder. You can get away with more. You can say things more. So, but balance it up.
Instagram public is more your audience that you want to target. TikTok is everyone.
Yeah. It's the same with boosting on TikTok, isn't it? The moment you pay to boost one video,
they want you to boost again.
They want you to boost again.
Can afford it,
and you'll be capped at 200 max. You'll never go over. You know, so I'm not sure on IG, but definitely with TikTok, though. You know, we've all made that mistake once with things.
Yeah, I did it for a charity, but lesson learned.
Yeah. But it does. You're right. Then once you paid it once, they'll let you. Well, they want you to do it every time. It's very similar with Facebook and their fan pages when they were quite big. The minute you boosted a post on there, then they want you to do it every time. You know, they want you to do it all the time, and that's just what they do. That's where they make the money. So it is a no.
It's a business, huh?
But hey, I think that's a few quick tips for you there, Carl. I don't know if you're still around. Anything else you could say? I'm working with Carl anyway, but anything else that you want to throw Carl's way about advice on TikTok? You use it a lot more than me. Again, consistency is...
the times, look at the times that people would take their phone, and it is a low period. People are on vacation, not seeking anything for doing, or it's after that. When the bills come in.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And it is.
But kids go back to school. It's hard. Yes.
It is definitely. I mean, we're here in the UK. It's the 6 weeks summer holidays for the kids. You know, there's a lot of people.
8.
Yeah, we have 8. See, and it's the same over in the States. I mean, these things are happening there. They are happening, and that's what you need to remember, people, that you will get that lull, because a lot of people are away. Then they're going to come back and they're going to be sorting the kids out, getting ready for school and things like that. But you got to keep going and just plow through that, and because it'll rise up. Because then when they come back, they'll need help with the bills, and then they're saving for Christmas. They're going to need a bit of extra money. You know, there's always a good time. There's always a good time that people will need, and so many people are fed up doing what they're doing. Carl being a prime example. You know, he's not getting any younger now. He's spending hours upon hours on the road. Mm-hmm. You know, he's wanting to get away. So he's doing things in the right direction.
Yeah.
So there's some golden nuggets there for the TikTok queen. You know, but she does use it a lot. But you've got to be consistent. You've got to post 2 or 3 times a day as well. Once a day, I don't think cuts it. I don't think cuts it on any of the those platforms. 1 video a day doesn't generally work. I think 2 to 3 is a sort of sweet spot.
2 to 3, yeah.
2 to 3. Carl says he's getting there. Yeah, well, you're getting there. It's a building process, Carl. It's what I say to so many people. It's not a race. You're not going to come in and crack it in a couple of weeks. It's, you know, everybody works at different speeds. You know, everyone's got their own. You know, some people will fly like people like it was just Leah. Other people will come along and take the slow, steady approach, but they get there in the end. It's just the consistency is the big one. You've just got to keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you're posting regular. He's got a group going now. We'll hope and set a group up. You know, so but again, we've got to keep that group active. Post in the group, post on your timeline, post on the shorts. Otherwise, because people will visit the group. If nothing's happening, they're going to go. You know, and they will turn off the notifications on their timeline. They'll say, "I don't want to see this anymore," and then they're not seeing what's going on. So you got to keep active. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, it is a quiet period. It's a good point. It is a quiet holiday period, and it's harder. But you just got to keep going, because people will come back, and they need something. At the moment, they don't need it because they're on holiday.
They're busy with that in the mood of vacation. So
You said you
But
have 8 weeks.
until then, you warmed up your TikTok.
That's right. Start now. Get it going.
Get it warm and get it then hot.
So there we go. We covered quite a few topics today in the end, which was good. Lovely to have you from the start today. It was nice to have you back on board. I hope that helped you out, Carl. He's stopped in. He's probably on a break in between his stuff. And this goes out to anybody. And we try and help everybody in what you're doing. So some more gold nuggets have been picked up. You should keep consistent in what you're doing. Reach out to people if you see somebody doing well. Don't be afraid to ask them. You know, especially if you're on board in our program, ask them what they're doing. You know, see if they can throw any advice.
And if somebody lies to you, don't get mad. If somebody lies to you, don't get mad. Let them blush.
That's right, very much. But I said, and find out yourself. Go see what they're doing. Go track them down on social media. It's very easy, you know. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to come across a link in their bio somewhere or whatever. Click on it, find them. You know, they're going to have an opt-in form. Drop into their list, see what they're doing. You know, this is what you do. This is what we do. That's how I found Jesse. Exactly what I did. That's how Jesse introduced me to OLSP. These things work, and then you get these connections, and you're connecting with the right. You're connecting with the right people. Connect with the people that it's working for, and things like that. And they, like you said, we're all here for the same reason.
Yes.
Anything else you'd like to add, Els, before we wrap it up?
No.
No, I think we've covered everything. We've given a few pointers to Carl. I hope anybody else, we had a few drop-in listening, so I hope that's helped other people out as well.
Yes.
There we go. Thank you for joining us once again, Els. The pleasure is always welcome.
Yeah. Tomorrow I have to see. Sorry.
But yeah, see, Carl says think he's got to go as well. You're welcome, Carl, but I hope it helps. We'll be in touch anyway.
Any questions, drop it. Welcome. I will answer it.
Yeah, that's it. There you go, Carl. You can drop into Els as well. She always help you.
No problem.
Okie dokie. Well, we'll wrap it up there. We're just over the 35-minute mark. So what are you doing, people? Have a great day. Thanks for watching. And thanks again, Els, for being here and helping. And we'll catch you on the next live. So thanks a lot.